you are still tuned in to Fantastic Fridays. You know we're here with you every single Friday, and all the Friday then when I name Friday, don't ask me no question, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Alright? So from you hear that song, you know what time it is. It is time to talk the Ting with Kim. Alright? So you know we're always trying to educate you in this session, and trust me, for this, I've been looking forward to this conversation for a while now. Okay? Today is the day. So, I know you're seeing a very lovely face beside me, now, and cool Kim carry on the team. Alright? So, I'm going to let her introduce herself. Can say good evening to the listeners.
Good evening. My name is Tashanya Traile. I am the co-owner of Indie Organics, and we are a herbal e-store right there on Instagram. So it's at Indie Organics. You can check us out. Yes.
I like how she lead with that. I like how you lead with that. Just before you get anywhere else, go check us out at Indie Organics.
Go check the page.
Yes, right? Go check the page. But let me tell you guys, y'all know I'm always talking about health and wellness. Like I do this all the time, right? Because I've been trying to encourage persons. I'm trying to learn, and while I'm learning, right, I'm trying to educate others. Cause I'm not going to wait till my master everything to tell everybody. I try to go read to, go research to, go find out too. And I think Instagram just stalks me all the time because it knows I research these things, and it just shows me her page,
Right.
Pages, and I think you had an ad coming up for your detox, and I was like, ooh, a detox. I've been wanting to do one of these.
Right.
And then I saw some of the posts that you had. It was just so much more detailed. It wasn't a tea bag in a box. It wasn't a drink that, hey, buy this, It was a whole package, a whole thing that you have to go through, steps to follow.
Yes.
And I was intrigued, I DM'd you, and I was like, hey, what about your package?
You also caught her live where...
Yes, and it did as well.
Sad to say, I was really going on bad with, with the persons on the live.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is, there's just some misconceptions around detox. I don't even like the word detox, you know, because it has become such a what do you call that now? One of those words that persons just use all the time.
It's a fad now. So it's no longer like something that that's healthy. It's just a fad.
Exactly. And there are a lot of persons who are in this space that abuse that. And because persons are not informed, because they're and they don't even know where to look. They trust these persons, and then they end up just on the wrong side of things.
Well, you see, that's one of the reasons we're having this conversation, because there's so many things we're going to be correcting this evening. So especially the ladies, because men are very concerned about their health and nutrition, but the ladies, I know we be researching. I know we want the information. We probably don't know where to look. And some of us probably just don't really want to go do much researching. So guess what? We brought the information to you. All right? Yeah. So Tashanya is going to help us, educate us, teach us, show us the way when it comes to health and nutrition. So we're going to get started with, I want to know firstly, what got you started? Because I don't know if this is something you've been doing all your life, or something that's happened out of the blue recently. Like, you know what? This is what I'm going to get into. So how long you been doing it, and what got you started?
All right. So my background is actually mass communications. And I've worked the gamut of marketing. I've done everything you can think of in marketing. I was a director of operations for this brand here in Jamaica. I did that. So how I got into health and wellness, it's an unfortunate situation, but you know what, I'm here, and I'm happy that I'm here. So my grandfather died in 2015, and my grandfather is a herbalist in his own right. He was very knowledgeable about herbal medicines and their applications, and he died at about 93 there's about. So, and when you see my grandfather, I'm telling you, you would never think that he's 93 years old. But it was an unfortunate situation with one of these hospitals, and it got me thinking the wealth of information that went with him. And it sort of made me feel bad because he was around for so many years, and I never took use of that to learn, because he would always try to teach me, but you're more concerned with
what you have to do. You have your priorities.
People things,
Yes. And I thought about it, and think about it widely, oral tradition as it relates to herbal medicine too is dying in Jamaica. So, you know, I kind of just became very curious. I got catapulted into it because of that curiosity. That's number one. And then I had my own health issues. So it was sort of something that naturally flowed into each other. So I started doing research about herbal medicines, and then my mother recommended that, and my mother, who everybody on our Instagram page knows as Auntie Navi, so she recommended that, you know, I would speak to the elderly, because of course they are the wealth of this information. And so I would, and I had good conversation with them, and I would learn about these herbal medicines and so on. But then I wanted to take it a step further, because there were things happening in my body. I was diagnosed with PCOS, and for those who don't know what that is, it's polycystic ovarian syndrome. That's basically having cysts on the ovaries, right? And I didn't want to just take the diagnosis and just say, okay, that's my life now. You know? So I wanted to be more intentional about my health. What are the ways that I could help myself? So it brought me down a rabbit hole, and let me tell you, once I get hooked on something, that's it with me. And so I started learning about traditional Chinese medicine, University of Hong Kong. I did integrative medicine with University of Minnesota, and then I went on further. I studied Ayurveda, which is Indian medicine, because I wanted to understand how medicine was viewed from different cultures, different backgrounds. So the Eastern, the Western, and how do they all come together? And on that path, it was just so enlightening for me. And let me tell you, every single product that's in our herbal apothecary, my family and friends, they're guinea pigs. So they have been tested and tried, and nothing gets tried with going to anyone without it coming to us first, right? To us first. And so my mother and I, before I even wrote the detox program, my mother and I tested it out, and man, that was quite an experience. But you know, my mom is a champ, and she went through it with me. Let me tell you something. My mother is I'm not going to tell her age on air, because she'd probably strangle me. But you know, she's past 50, and she's even more fit than me. And it's because of our health practices, you know, and being intentional about our health. So did all of this studying, and then I said, hey, you know what, after about 5 years of doing the studying and doing all of this work with like family and friends and other persons, I said, hey, I'm going to start in the organics. And then I stepped out in faith, and I started whatever it is that I have learned. I decided, hey, we're going to bring it to the masses. Let's see how that can help other people. But I was more concerned about educating people, because I realized that there's a gap where that is concerned. So a lot of persons, their intention, and I'm not bashing anybody, but this is simply the truth. A lot of persons, you know, they want to just sell. Like, here's the water, buy it, buy the water. But hey, the water is good for you, right? Teach a person, let a person make a decision on their own about
to educate them about it, understand why they're buying it.
And that's a very, very big part of our mission at Indie Organics. It's not just about, let me sell you some tea. What? No. I want you to be empowered. Like, I want you to have that knowledge to take care of yourself and to be intentional about your health, because there's a lot of things that we simply don't know, you know? But yeah.
I love that. No, I was very intrigued. I almost forgot that we were on air, you know? Because, no, let me tell you, firstly, while talking to Tashanya, the conversation is natural. That's the first thing.
True.
So we were looking forward to this, yeah?
True.
But to know that, you know, how you started and that you did your research, because most people, you know, they get an idea or they're inspired by something, but they just run into it, you know? And you don't garner, as you said, you run with the fad. Right, you hear detox, and like, oh, everybody's buying it right now, so let me just jump into it. But no, you took the time, you did your research, you know, you actually found out the perspective of different cultures, and that's a big thing.
Kim, I'm going to go a bit further. You talk about research, like I'm really a research fanatic, but not only that, all the products that we carry are 100% organic, because I believe that if you're bringing something to market, you have to ensure that it's of the best quality, especially as it relates to health, right?
Yep.
So you can't just give somebody all willy-nilly. Like, I can tell you exactly where our products are from. I can tell you what tests that they go through. I can tell you where it was sourced from. I can give you just the chain to get to us. I was very intentional about that, because we could have started a business at any time, but I took my time, because this is not something that you at least I believe it's not something that you
want
just
that integrity for
you
your
understand what I'm
product.
saying? And that is the heart of what we do, and that's why we call the persons on our Instagram page family. We call them IO fam, Indie Organics fam, because that's how it is for me, and that's how it is for my mom. We treat people as family, and what I want for my family, I love my family. I'm gonna treat you in that same regard, and I want you to have the absolute best. So, yeah.
I love that. All right, so I love that you've been describing. Oh, one of the things I wanted to mention, I love how profound that statement was that you said, yes, sadly your grandfather passed away, but the wealth and knowledge that passed away with him, because you're like the second person but I think having on this show that has highlighted that we need to tap into that wealth of knowledge that our elders have, because a lot of them are passing away with
also mentioned that as well, came in our topic when we did spoke to auntie.
Because the thing is, there's a disconnect between the generations, and there's so much being lost, and then we resort to the internet and everything they put there. A lot of people take it as gospel.
Right.
So we need to start going to the sources. Stop relying on the internet. Anything can be put on the internet.
Yes.
Okay?
Do your research as well.
And thorough research. Because even I'm researching, even if it's the internet, I don't read one source.
No.
I will be online for hours reading about the one thing.
Absolutely.
And I have like 17 different links I read.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, what is common in between? Of course, you're going to have differences.
What makes sense.
I was like, so this must be somewhat true. It may not be 100% factual,
and then
but somewhat true.
That most people copy from the same source.
Exactly. No, that's the thing I realize as well, right? But we're not going to get into that, because that's a whole topic about research and learning to research properly, right? But you spoke about your detox program and the amount of research that you put in, which I personally appreciate that. And trust me, I am planning to do this detox soon. So hopefully we can have like before and after telling you all that, yeah, guys, I did it. This will happen. So we might have a part 2 to this.
Okay.
Working on it. But I want to know, outside of the major research you've done, what sets your detox program apart from probably any other ones that we may see online?
All right, so we have 2 programs, our 14 and 21 days program, and our detox program is not just drink some tea. Because a lot of people, when they hear detox,
man, always a quick and fast.
Yeah, man, let me drink some tea and quick and fast. I'll be on the toilet, and I'm going to be bowled over
and live there all day, and that's a detox.
Because that's what we grew up being accustomed to.
Jamaica call it thing wash out.
Wash out.
Let's get a wash out, and
that's how Kimmie came to us, because I was doing a live about that when I told you I was getting in on people, because there's this whole concept that let me drink some tea and then that's it. But detoxification is so much more, and matter of fact, our organs naturally detox, right? In an ideal world, you don't need no program. Okay? In an ideal world, let's put that out there. But we're exposed to so many toxins, we're exposed to so many pollutants, we're not eating right, we're not moving, we're not doing processed foods, we're not doing the things that we're supposed to be doing. So of course, what our program does, it provides support for these organs. So as I mentioned, we have a 14 and 21 days program, but we focus on doing something called drainage first, and this is key, and I promise you, if there's somebody else in Jamaica doing this, well, let me know, because so far I've never encountered anyone, and we're not tooting our own horn, but sometimes we gotta toot.
But we're talking facts. Facts are facts, okay?
Right. So in order for you to detoxify, your drainage pathways or your detoxification pathways need to be fully open. So we focus on that heavily on the program. So what are your detoxification pathways? This is basically how your body get rid of waste. So you have the colon, you have the liver, you have the kidneys, you have your urinary tract system, you have your lymphatic system, you have your skin. These are all ways that the body get rid of waste, right? Okay, cool. So in order for it to happen, it begs the reason that all of these need to be doing what they said they're supposed to be doing, right? However, and like I said, in an ideal world, this would be fine.
Perfect.
But sometimes, because of the things that we're exposed to and or habits, these systems become sluggish in a way.
Yeah.
So we have to provide support for them. So the colon is one part of the entire detoxification pathway, right? The way how we get rid of. Which is why we say, hey, you take a washout, you're just basically flushing the waste out of your colon and that's it. But what happened to the other parts in the detoxification system? Are you not supporting it as well? Right? So when toxins can't get to leave out of your body effectively because one of the pathways are blocked or it's sluggish, right? Then it goes in your fat, it goes in your tissue, it stays elsewhere, right?
We don't want that. No, we don't want that. Yeah.
And a lot of times when people drink these teas, what they're basically doing is recirculating toxins because they're not going about it efficiently to get rid of the waste.
The right way.
So our programs are set. We're set apart by that alone. So we open the drainage pathways first, and after we do that, now we start to go a little bit deeper. We believe in something that you have to do the emotional work. So there's a portion of my program, and it's called self-reflection. You have to do emotional work. Because sometimes some of the things that make us sick is not even physical.
Yeah, that is so the stress.
Have lots of stress.
Yes.
Well, I think, well, she left with fun all these things.
So we arm you with the tools, and we also give you like prompts and so on that you can do that sort of introspection. So when I tell you it's a journey, it's a journey. If you come on the program, if you're not gonna come out the same way.
Right, you're going to change. So
right.
Okay.
So it's very intentional. So you do the emotional work. That's right. So we have our detox tier colon cleanse. On the 21 days program, you do a worm and parasite cleanse, and that's like a whole other topic because enough people full of worm. Enough of us are full of worm.
That's the reality.
Parasites. You understand what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, our grandparents, they had it right,
Yeah.
You understand? Some of the practices, but there are certain things that are missing in terms of the scientific way.
Yeah.
So the beauty about indie organics is that we're combining the two, the old and the new. So you trust me.
You know, I miss nothing. No, I miss nothing. Everything you get.
Right. So you go through the program, you follow those steps and so on. You get on the 21 days program, you get a meal plan, which basically after you're finished with the program, you'll have
a guide.
Right. But both of the programs, you get a detox manual. For the 14-day, you get a 40-page detox manual, and for the 21-day, you get a 58-page detox manual. Now these contain recipes, you have a shopping list, and all your instructions, everything that you need, supplements that you should take, everything. So
it's your handbook then. You're going to use this to guide you through
it's
the steps.
literally a manual.
There's something that can actually serve you for more than the 21 days.
Right. Well, no. The manual itself is for the 14
for the set
or
time.
20,
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So it contains all that information. But the beauty about it is that both programs have what is called an integration phase, and that's basically gives you information as to what to do post detox.
Okay,
Right.
that's the
Tell you
main.
what
Yeah.
next. Okay.
Yeah. So it tells you things that you should avoid, things that you should consume, what you should look out for, what's basically.
So you don't just help us to detox, get rid of all these toxins, waste, and just leave us and say, okay, go forth, my child. No, you actually help us afterwards.
Family, remember?
Yeah.
So we got you.
If she was just a business, Kim, she'd be like, go away. You're going to have to come back to me next month again.
Exactly.
Right.
She's family, so she wants to leave you with something for the
I
guidance.
love that.
Right.
So how often though, I'm just dropping
Yeah, man, drop a
here.
question.
Because Kim specified you say you have the 14
and the 21 days.
Yes.
So after each of those programs, is there a set time to start over or to come back to it again, or?
All right. So ideally, say you're somebody that doesn't have like good health practices and so on. Well, I'd like to think after the program you're gonna do better.
Yes.
Right. So 6 months after.
I never did chat that You've got to do better. She's like, after the program, you got to do better. But I like that though, because I mean, we expect a little change in our diet practices.
Yes. All right. So we recommend that 6 months after you've completed the program, that you'd go back. Oh, there's something that I need to mention about the program, which is fundamentally important. This is something that we address on both programs: gut health. Gut health.
That's not safe.
Gut health. Now, I don't know if you ever heard about Hippocrates. That's the father of medicine.
Yeah.
He said that all disease begins
in the gut. I've heard that. I've seen that.
Why do I say
in the stomach?
Stomach.
You know what?
Gut sound rough.
In the area where your intestine is located.
Exactly.
Yeah. But seriously though, so we focus on repopulating your bacteria in the gut. So we're very intentional about that because, as we mentioned before, illness begins in the gut. 70% of your immune system cells are found in the gut. 90% of your feel-good hormone, serotonin, is made in the gut.
That's why food love me so. I mean, me love shit. Anyway, go ahead.
I can't bother.
I'm with you.
So it's so important to address gut health, and we can't leave it behind. So both programs, we
cover
definitely,
that as well.
That's the cornerstone. Yes.
So Kimmie, nobody gonna know where else. Check out the Indie Organics program because them know what I'm talking about.
No, I love it. Listen, I tell you, but we are coming up to our break. When we get back, we're gonna continue with this interview because trust me, it's a wealth of knowledge. I hope you're all taking notes, but if not, don't worry, we got you. It is recorded and it will be posted on our page, so you can check it out. Ensure that you're following Funtastic 93 FM on Instagram if you're not following already, and Indie Organics, that's INDIE Organics as well, because man, no one know it fun. I follow it already, right? So we're gonna go to the break. We will be right back.
News Talk